Wait, Finding Dory? Well, Jay, you asked about sick days, and I have 3 different kinds of sick days. Sick day number 1, you aren't actually that sick. These are the days that you aren't actually that sick. These are the days that are like driven by your infatuation to either do or not do something else. Like, let's say you had a test that day that you didn't study enough for. Which I know for me, I felt like more often than not, I got back to school and had like some big significant makeup work to do. And added time, I think, probably hurt more than it helped. Or sometimes, and just on rare special occasions, to level up your Diablo 2 character. I hope Mom doesn't watch this one. But the main attribute of sick day number 1 is that you may or may not actually have any ailment, but your more pressing concern is to either do or not do something. Sick day number 2, you'd rather be at school. Jay, when you went to college, there was a virus that like spread through campus your freshman year, and you actually like got really sick and had to come home for a few days to recover. Which meant I got that virus, which happened to be norovirus, which is pure hell. This is the sick day off from school where not only would you rather like be in school, you'd rather be in school and be failing a test. This is the day where you actually can't understand why there isn't already a bed in the bathroom. And there was also probably a pizza party in one of your classes that day. When I was in elementary school, I like legit missed 3 Valentine's Day parties in a row. I think this was my way of rationalizing sick day number 1 in a guilt-free manner. Then there's sick day number 3, and this is the day like when you wake up and you have like a bad cold or a headache or allergies, or you're just flat out exhausted. You're probably capable of making it through the day. You aren't at any risk of getting anybody else sick, but you take the day off just to recover. Now, I don't know if this applies across the board, but this is kind of how I saw those days. I think those days were reserved for people who kind of like spread themselves thin because they were that busy. In high school, I lived extracurricular activities, and there was one point in time where I would literally wake up, go to a morning run before school with the cross-country team, then go to school, then go to cross-country practice after school, and I had 2 jobs, which I didn't necessarily work both of those jobs every day, but I very rarely had a day off. It's the kind of story that I'm sure my kids will think that I'm exaggerating when I'm arguing with them about whether or not they have a lot going on. In my opinion, this is kind of like the prerequisite in order to take sick day number 3, and I first noticed it at like my high school graduation when they were doing the awards for those kids who had perfect attendance all through their entire school career. And I was shocked when I found out who won these awards, because some of them were people that like I almost would have overlooked. And my graduating class was only like 200 people. I pretty much knew everybody. So you'd think you would have noticed the people who were literally there every single day. Now all I can do is speculate, and it's been nearly 5 years since my high school graduation, but all I could think is that these people, the reason that I nearly overlooked them in such a small class is that they really weren't engaged in anything. And the way I see it is if in 12 years you never had to take a sick day number 3, then you probably had some room to push yourself. But for my question of the day, have you ever overextended yourself? Have you ever had just too much going on to where you just had no time to sit down and relax? And what did you do to cope with it? Did you ever take a sick day number 3? Leave it in the towel section down below. And Jay, that's all I've got for you today, man. I'll see you tomorrow.